friends. It's Tracy and Violet from Tea Time with Tracy and Violet. Get up here, Violet. Come on. There's Violet. Anyways, I have made a video talking about books I've read in, I don't know, a week or so. And I thought, I'm having my morning coffee now, so let's talk about a book that I read. It was a book I read last month. Like, I haven't even caught up with those books. I talked about them briefly in my monthly wrap-up. But I'm just having my morning coffee. I'm here in Nova Scotia, and it is a windy day. I swear to God, I thought I'd see a branch outside when we went for a walk leaning up against our house, because something pounded against our house last night. It must have just been Mother Nature showing her force, so that's fine with me. Gotta respect that. Somebody getting up. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I was going to talk about Swan Song by Robert McCammon. I read this last month. This is like 919 pages, and I got so engulfed in this book. I read it in like 2 days, which I can't generally read a big book like this that fast, but it was that kind of a book that I just fell arse over tea kettle, did a bunch of somersaults, rolled around in it, this world, and all of a sudden I'm done it. But Swan Song, very good book. This book is often, like, some people compare this to The Stand by Stephen King, and I read The Stand, and I like that too. I like end of the world kind of books. It's not like The Stand at all. It's similar in the length. It's similar in you follow a ragtag group of people, but that's about it. This is kind of like World War III hit at the beginning, a full-on nuclear World War III. And yeah, the earth went to hell in a handbasket at the push of a button sort of thing at the beginning. So at the very beginning of this book, you end up following a few different people. One of them is like a boxer, or not a boxer, a wrestler. One of those lower ranking, he's very good at what he does, but like the wrestling matches that go to little towns, like we get wrestlers here, which, you know, my kids love it. It's not WWE, let's just say that. And this is this great big guy. I can't remember his name right off the bat, but great big guy. And he's called like the Monster or something like that, like something scary, a scary name. But really he's not, it's just that's his character. And you follow him for a minute. He's just in a wrestling match with this local boy. Like, he's not from the area, this local town favorite. And anyways, what happens there, he's on his way home in a car. You follow what happens to him. Another people that you follow is this single mother. Well, she's not single at the beginning. She's living with this abusive arsehole of a husband, her boyfriend, and she has a little girl named Swan. I forget what her actual full name is, but they call her Swan. And she was either she was a exotic dancer, and she's not very old, but Swan is probably 7, I think. She's just little. And you follow their journey. This husband of hers is a piece of work, and like full on abuses Swan's mom. They end up leaving, and you follow what happens to those two. But remember, this book is called Swan Song, so Swan. Swan is a unique little girl. It's not like paranormal, but she seems to really have an affinity for growing things, like growing flowers and things. She can feel the energy from them. So anyways, that's all I'll say about that. Somebody's coming downstairs. Just a minute. Just one of my girls, Messiah. Anyways, I'm just explaining a few of the key characters in this, just so I can briefly tell you what it's about. Another character is this little boy when he's little, and his mom and dad, obviously, and his dad is, all right, love ya. Mom and dad, they're going on a vacation, but the dad's interpretation of a vacation is like he's one of those people that paid into this underground bunker for security, and it's like really high security military grade underground vessel that's like a bunker in case the end of the world, because that's what's all over the news these days, that World War III is going to happen soon. So of course he paid a fortune to have a share in this bunker, and they're going to go there for 2 weeks. And this little boy, God, I'm sorry, I can't remember their names. I read it last month, but this little boy and his parents go there, and the little boy's, fascinated. Oh, wow, soldiers and guns and, military and stuff. He's into developing video games. So there's that one. Who else? Oh, there's a homeless woman. She's a middle-aged, older homeless woman. I think it's in Los Angeles. It's hot where she is. And she's well, you first see her on the scene. She's laying on the ground asleep, and these two homeless men start waking her up by kicking her. It's quite disturbing in some ways, you know what I mean? Like, they're kicking this old woman. Get up, and that's my spot, that's my house. She's just sleeping in a cardboard box. And anyways, she's a prominent person in this book too. So this book has a lot of different characters. Like, even the President of the United States is in this book at the beginning. And, well, like there's government official things, but you follow a few key points and where they line up in the story. Like, the wrestler guy, he happens to be cross paths with Swan and her mother. And it's terrible what happens. Not that those two hurt each other, but that's an important crossroads in the development of, these characters and things like that. I found this book starts off, it's quite frightening in the sense that it's the end of the world. Like, yeah, okay, we're gonna go. The president's kind of having a breakdown, say, I don't want to be the one to end the world, but he has all his advisors saying, well, we can't, back down from, I think it's the Russians, like, they respect authority, and we got to do what we got to do. But then, so it's the devil and the angel on this president's shoulders. And this is at the very beginning, so I'm not spoiling anything. What happens from there when the button is pushed? Oh, like, from that little boy in the bunker with his parents, who he fantasizes about military tactics and things like that, to the homeless woman over in Los Angeles, where they all cross paths. It's amazing. It's amazing. And this book takes place, a good chunk of it's when it first happens, but then it follows what happens after the initial chaos that ensues from the button pushing. And it goes over a few years actually. And it really comes, I don't want to say full circle. Everything doesn't go back to normal, like everything, whatever. But you follow this book kind of turns into almost like a Mad Max kind of world. Like, whereas nothing grows anymore. Like, everything is barren. There are survivors, and then there's like swarms of bad rogue people. Excuse me. What are they called? I don't know. Just different little armies trying to take whatever they can take. Scavengers, but a little more well organized, but savage. And just the survival of these people and how they get along and where they were in the beginning and how they grow over time. I really highly recommend this. I know it's a chunker, but if you want to spend some time in a world this is a good one. I really, really, really enjoyed this one. I can't remember if I'd read anything by Robert McCammon before. I think I did, but I can't remember. Anyways, I read this because I really liked The Stand, and then I seen a lot of people talk about this. This is kind of like The Stand, and I'm like, I don't know. Is it? But then some people were saying what I'm saying. No, it's not quite like The Stand. It's not. There are some similarities, but it's not. It's not. It's not good and evil in the religious sense or anything like that. I didn't take it as that. No, not at all. But yeah. Anyways, I just thought I will talk about one of the books. There's a lot of great characters in this. Check potential trigger warnings. Oh, somebody else is coming downstairs. Just hold the phone. Yeah, anyway, so Swan Song by Robert McCammon. I'm glad I read it. And let me know if you've read it or if you're going to read it. Don't be intimidated by it. You don't have to read it like in one day or anything like that. But if you like end of the world, dystopian, apocalyptic things, this is a good one. This is a good one. So anyways, that's all I want to say about that. So now I'm going to say peace, love, and happiness today and every single day. Please like, share, and subscribe if you so choose, but if not, that's okay too. I still love ya. I still want all the happiness in the world for each and every one of you out there. I certainly do. I really, really honest and truly do. Yes, I do. So, oh, there's my furnace kicking in. Okay, guys, well, with that, I'm going to say have a good night or have a good morning, and I might see you tomorrow. Bye! Bloop.